Hello everybody and welcome to Restaurant on the Road. My name is Rodrigo Cabral, I'm your host. This space is dedicated to food and beverage. If you are new around here, check my Instagram at Restaurant on the Road and my YouTube channel with a lot of videos and contents that you can see and understand a little bit more about what I'm doing here. The idea is share experience, help you to grow and develop yourself, okay? Sit tight, enjoy the ride, and join me on this road. Welcome back. I have already shared with you a lot about myself, my experience, how I end up in this business, my growth, right? So I believe that the key point for us to develop ourselves in this business is knowledge, okay? So keep learning. Learning is the key that will drive you to the success. And for me, one way that we can learn a lot is facing problems, right? Sometimes if you face a problem now, you're going to see that in the future you might have something similar and you're going to think smarter to find a solution for that. Let's change the word problem to challenge. I think it sounds better, right? So I'll share with you 3 challenges that I had in the beginning of my career. One with a supplier, one with a guest, and one with an employee. So let me share with you a challenge that I had with a guest. This guy, he was French and he was living in Brasilia, the capital of Brazil, where most of the embassies they are located in the country. So this guy was in a mission for a few months in the city and he has this little dog. So he arrived at the entrance at the restaurant and he asked our team if he could just join with his dog. It was an open area, so actually we decided to allow the guest in and we offered him a table located in the entrance of the restaurant, near the entrance. What happened was this guy, he came, he put his dog near to his feet, he sat at the table, order, eat, paid and left. Great. So no issues, nothing to highlight. Second day, he comes again. He didn't ask anything, but at this time, his dog and a couple of friends. So we thought, wow, that's nice. So the guy gets inside, sits at the same table, dog near to his feet, with 2 guests, eat, drink, pay and leave. Amazing. So we were already very happy that we had a regular guest and we assisted him with his challenge of having a place to go out with his dog, right? So, third time, he comes, different people. Wow, that was great. So, in the beginning, it was just a guy with a dog. Then, he became a regular to our restaurant and, better, bringing new people. So, what we did, assisted him again, very nice, treated him very well. But here comes the challenge. In the end of his meal, it was a nice table with 4 people. They were finishing the desserts. This guy, he takes the dog, he puts the dog on top of the table and the dog starts licking the plates. I got very, very scared at that moment. I didn't know what to do, how to react. I was quite young. So one of my colleagues, she had a little bit more experience than me. She just ran into the table. I don't know exactly what she said, but the guest asked her for the check and left. You know what? At that moment, we said, better not to have a guest like that because it's okay, one guest coming very frequently, but put a dog on the table to lick the plates, not good. So, a few days later, here comes again the guy with new friends and the dog. I was already a little bit worried about what to do, how to act, how to talk to him. But you know what? I took the risk. I allowed him in. I just kept observing to see if it was happening again. So at this time, no, the dog was near to his feet and he was just enjoying his meal with his friends. Paid and left. Wow, great. That was amazing. So in this case, we had a regular guest bringing new guests with his little dog and enjoying. And guess what? This guy was in Brazil only for 6 months. Can you guess where he had his farewell party? Of course, in our restaurant with all of his friends. So, whenever you have a guest that puts you in a situation that you don't know how to react, wait, breathe, think about it, and try to have a solution. These will help you to get out of problems, challenges throughout your career with some guests. Take good care of your guests. They're bringing you business. Understand their needs. Try to understand their problems, their challenges. And as better as you understand them, the most you're going to make them happy. Suppliers, always a big challenge all over the world, I can guarantee you. It's something that we will always have a problem or a challenge, even if it's a supplier that the item is not available, or if you call them, you place an order, 3 days later they say that the item was not available, or simply they disappeared, right? I faced quite a few. I want to share one with you that was quite interesting, that has a very nice turnover. This was one of our first restaurants, and we were quite young. We were serving a specific brand of draft beer, and everybody in the country used to love that beer, okay? And our volume was huge. We had special glassware, special equipments. It was amazing, okay? And what happened is, one day, getting closer to the weekend, we decided to call our supplier to get more kegs in, and he just replied, "I'm sorry, this item is not available in our portfolio. You need to change and you need to choose between the other options that we have." What? How come? How you are going to stop producing that? Yes, they just decided that they were not going to continue with that brand, and we had to decide to other two brands. It was a bit challenge. Our guests, they were quite regulars at that time. They loved our draft beer, and it was a very good product, actually. I still don't know why. It was a brand decision, okay? So what happened was, I called a friend of mine. He had a huge stock of kegs at his restaurant. I borrowed a few. I actually had to pay it in the end because I didn't have the opportunity to replace to give it back. So I just got a few kegs from my friend, and we ran through the weekend. During the weekend, we already advised our guests that that item was getting to an end. We were not going to have next week. And when we reached on Monday, we decided to look to other portfolios, other suppliers, because what that guy did, what that company did, was not fair with us. So we went to the biggest competitor that they had at that time. We got in touch with them. They were actually quite excited to have their portfolio being transferred into our restaurant. And what happened is, in less than 48 hours, they brought everything new: glassware, equipment. Even they supported us with money to do marketing and buy uniforms, everything that you can imagine. So sometimes the turnover on that, the upside down, it's quite interesting, because what happened is, you can have something better and you still get your guests happy. In the end, the suppliers, they need to understand our needs. We are their guests. We're talking about the guests, right? So actually we said we need to take care of them and we need to make them happy. The suppliers, they need to do that with us. We are their guests. So in this case, it was really nice when we end up with a new supplier that was supporting us a lot with everything that we need. And what about employee, staff, colleagues, challenges? We face that quite often, right? I'll share with you one. I was not a manager at that time, I was a supervisor, and this guy was actually the manager of my father's restaurant. At that moment, we were doing split shift. I know that split shift, it's quite challenging. You need to do breakfast, lunch, or lunch and dinner, but it's our life, right? We just need to get used to it, and if you're involved in your business, if you're involved in the place that you are working, you do it quite nicely. So this guy, he was the manager. We used to open for lunch and dinner. One day, he actually came up with a document saying that he was going to attend a training in an institution that we have in Brazil that was quite nice, and they do a lot of different trainings, right? So, as he was going for the training, we said, yes, perfect, of course. We will always support people who want to learn and develop. So this guy, he showed us a document saying that he was going for this training that would be three days a week in the night. So he could not work 3 days per week in the night for 3 months. said, okay, no problem, that's not an issue. We can just manage ourselves. Here comes the problem, the challenge. This guy, the institution that he selected, my father had a friend, and the guy was the director of this institution. One day, my father was just having a nice chat with this guy while he was in the restaurant having a beer. And my father told the guy, his friend, that it was really nice, the training that they were conducting in their institution at that moment. And the guy was not sure what to answer. He said that they were not conducting any training. So my father asked, but yes, I have one of my colleagues, one of my staff members doing this training with you at this day, this time, blah, blah, blah. And actually what happened was this guy, he showed us a fake document from the institution. On the following day, my father called again his friend and confirmed it was fake. There was no training going on. So we called the guy, the manager, for a chat, and we started talking to him to give him an opportunity to explain himself. He tried to keep the story about the training, that he was developing himself and that was very important for him. We told him, look, I'm sorry, but we spoke with the director of that institution and the training doesn't exist. He was shocked. He didn't realize that he was just trying to keep his lie on. We told him, we lost the trust on you. How you want us to trust you as a manager if you cannot tell us the truth? What is going on? And you know what he said? He just put that document, he just said that he just invented that training because he was tired. He didn't want to do lunch and dinner. He said, come on, you just need to talk to us. If you talk to us, we're going to manage, we're going to do something, change the schedule, right? That's not a problem. So, unfortunately, we lost the trust on that guy. It took us a few days to actually, unfortunately, let him go, because if he could not talk to us about being tired, imagine if he had a money issue. As a manager, what he could do to the company. So keep in mind, guys, if you have a problem, a personal problem, talk to your superior, talk to your managers, talk to whoever you can. But don't keep it to yourself, and don't try to live a lie that will get you in a bigger problem. So yes, those were the 3 challenges that I want to share with you today. What about you? Do you have any challenge that you want to share with me? Send me a message, leave a comment here so I can also share with everybody who is watching me. And this is how we learn. We can exchange experience, and I can guarantee you that we're going to learn and grow. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to hit the like button, share with your friends, and if you want to learn more, join me on this road. Cheers!